Brighten up those dark mornings. Wheeler, Ollie, and Lecter. Mornings at the Cabin.
Mornings at the Cabin, indeed, and it is another dark morning. If we sprung the clocks forward, that means we get more light at the end of the day, but for a couple of weeks, it gets back into kind of winter darkness at around this time. But good morning. Mornings at the Cabin brought to you by Aurora Ford, driving the north. We do have something queued up for that at some point. We'll use it another time.
Oh, the clams and moose.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
Wheeler and Lecter with you on your Monday morning. Plenty to talk about. The Grammys were last night, so cool. Also, the Oscar nominations are out this morning, and a couple surprises already. And I just started reading the list. And morning's spam. What's that?
Oh, it's just breakfast.
Oh, okay.
Good
Oh,
morning,
great.
spam.
Oh, spam. Oh, a lot with spam and eggs and spam.
I mean, click if you prefer, but
I will.
Yeah.
Is that an email that we got?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Well, I can't wait to hear about it.
Yeah.
How was your weekend?
Snowy.
It was snowy.
Yeah.
It snowed up to 25 centimeters. It seems a little bit more than that. There was a snow warning all through the weekend, and I mean, it snowed lightly and beautifully. But I definitely did have to take out the big brush and brush off the vehicle this morning.
I shoveled a driveway for the first time in God knows how long.
Yeah, that's the beauty of living in a condo.
My back hurts.
Yeah, I bet.
I gotta say.
I just shoveled off the stairs and shoveled a little bit around our driveway. We don't shovel our driveway. It just kind of it falls in such a way that we're just like, that's fine.
Just naturists.
It's just nature. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I don't want to disturb the snow as where it
Right.
lands.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I just want to leave it be. That's where nature intended it to be.
You don't cut your grass either.
Nope.
And nor should you.
No, we cut our grass. Goodness gracious. All right. Well, we'll get into it as we tumble into the week.
Mornings at the Cabin, the podcast.
Mornings at the Cabin, brought to you by...
Or if you will.
Oh.
Morning at the Cabin's brought to you by Aurora Ford, driving the north.
Oh, you just did that on your own, hey?
Well,
I thought we were like...
I know. Well, I
that.
don't know what happened there. You were in La La Land.
I was ready.
Oh, sorry.
A little extended clams and moose.
I love it. I love it. Oh, sorry. No, I mean, no, you go first. No, you go first.
A very Canadian sponsor tag there.
That's right.
No, I'm sorry.
The Grammys were last night, the 63rd annual Grammys, and I didn't watch, but I certainly saw the list of nominees and winners, and I need to listen to more music, apparently. But, you know, did you watch a little bit of last night?
Well, you got the big ones.
I got the big ones, but I mean, like, it's just the Grammys have always been kind of, like, always kind of steeped in controversy.
Always made fun of.
Always made fun of.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, since we were kids,
it's a
when there
running
was
gag.
like jokes on The Simpsons where it's like, oh, an award statue. Oh, it's a Grammy. And he throws it out, and then the guy goes, don't throw your trash down here, and throws it back at him. The Grammys have always been trash. But, you know, it's still the most prestigious award in the music business.
Prestigious trash.
Yeah, prestigious trash.
Yeah.
And last night was no different. Obviously, there's always been, just like with any other major awards, there's been questions about representation and what gets nominated. And this year, obviously, like in the last couple of years, been a lot more representation, a lot more things where like it's not even music that's the most popular on the radio, because radio is, you know, dying. Here we are. But like stuff that was popular on TikTok and got like, this song got 10 million streams on TikTok. And it's like, oh, okay, right on.
I feel like that's the wrong kind of representation. That's not what we meant by representation.
It's not.
Social media platforms.
That's right.
Getting their due.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. But, I mean, that's the thing about the Grammys is, like, they have never... anyone with a clue in terms of giving nominations for Grammy Awards.
Yeah.
Except for, like, you know, Country Album of the Year, because, I mean, let's be honest. You haven't really needed to go out of your way for representation.
No.
Which has kind of been one of the nice things about the Grammys. But nevertheless, the big controversy coming into this year, The Weeknd.
The Weeknd, not nominated, despite having the most streamed song of the year. More than T-Swift, more than Eilish, more than Cardi B, more than Megan Thee Stallion, the most streamed song of the year, and not nominated. So he's boycotting. And other artists are kind of not following suit, but other artists are talking that as well. Obviously, you got to have Beyonce there, Billie Eilish. You got the biggest stars in music. It's like the biggest stars in music history, really.
Your boy Harry Styles.
My boy Harry Styles.
Yeah.
Talking about that watermelon sugar.
Yeah.
But like some of the biggest stars in music ever. Taylor Swift, Billie Eilish, Beyonce by listenership, by streams, by album sales. Taylor Swift has 27 Guinness World Records. Did you know that?
27 Guinness World Records.
And going into last night, she had 11 Grammys. Now the big one, album of the year.
What shocks me about that is she has more Guinness World Records than she does Grammys.
Yeah, I mean, well,
did she beat the fingernails record back in the day? Did I miss that?
That's fingernails.
Yeah, the longest fingernails.
That's
thing.
Billie Eilish.
That was always. Oh yeah, she was wearing the long fingernails.
No, she always wears the long fingernails. Part of her trademark.
Oh, okay.
But T Swift has 27 Guinness World Records.
Good
I imagine
Lord.
for streaming, followers, album sales,
feuds.
Most earnings in history. In 2010, she earned $825 million.
Diss tracks,
most diss tracks. Shortest conversion from country to pop, that kind of thing. So album of the year, which is the big one, even though record of the year is listed at the top here for some reason. Album of the year, going to Tay Swift.
Yeah.
Folklore. And I think this is her third album of the year. Do we need a world where Taylor Swift has 3 albums of the year? I'm not to take anything away from Taylor Swift, who is very popular. It's just
quite
like
popular,
and like no, it's not to take anything, like obviously incredibly hard worker.
You sound like you're about to take things away.
I'm going to take things away. Aretha Franklin doesn't have 3 albums of the year. You know what I mean? Like, do we need a world where Taylor Swift has 3 albums of the year at the Grammys? Really?
I mean, we're in it.
We are in this world. We now live in this world.
Here we
It has
are.
now become part of our world. And the thing is, like, again, nothing. I'm not the biggest fan of her music. Obviously, it's incredibly popular. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just that, like it's not as if with every album she's, pushing music forward. Prince doesn't have 3 albums of the year. You know what I mean? Like
Prince.
A virtuoso prodigy who plays 187 instruments.
Oh,
and the Grammys are like,
Great.
sure, whatever.
Yeah.
But like Taylor Swift, who again, fine. It's not as if her albums are pushing the limits of music. You know what I mean? Like this is where
no albums that do ever get recognized.
This is true, but I mean that's
time.
exactly why the Grammys are kind of nonsense.
Well, it's all about pop, baby.
I mean, partly, yeah. Record of the year going to Billie Eilish for Everything I Wanted. Up against a bunch of people I've never heard of. Song of the year for Beyonce for I Can't Breathe. Absolutely. Best new artist, Megan Thee Stallion. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Up against Noah Cyrus, Miley Cyrus's brother. Best pop solo
where was
performance.
Miley?
What Miley's?
She had a couple big songs this year, but
Did she?
I guess not.
No, those were
that
like
big.
re-records and stuff.
No. She had like a brand new album. Well,
No.
they just sounded like re-records because they were like Fleetwood Mac rip-offs.
Well, I mean,
for the
to
most
be
part.
fair, that's what Taylor Swift did. She released an album of re-records, and then another new album. Watermelon Sugar getting that best pop solo performance, best pop duo group performance. We're just getting really specific. Rain on Me, Lady Gaga with Ariana Grande. Here's the one that is very strange to me. Best traditional pop vocal album. What does that mean? What pop used to sound like in the 70s?
Yeah.
Like the traditional pop vocal album, American Standard by James Taylor. There you go.
Sure.
Best pop vocal album goes to Dua Lipa, Future Nostalgia, who's got great music, but just no presence when she's performing.
No,
on
not a
stage.
whole lot. No.
Just like kind of blank.
No.
And again, like good music, good production.
Yeah.
I would say for Dua Lipa.
I'm a big fan, but I can't really
You're a
watch
big
her live.
fan.
I am, honestly. If you listen to my 10 to noon,
Yep.
I probably play too much Dua Lipa.
Best metal performance, Body Count, Bum Rush. There you go.
Okay.
Remember Body Count?
No.
Okay. Best rock performance, Shamika, Fiona Apple, back in the Grammy throng.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do we need a world where Fiona Apple...
She won it for When the Pawn.
Yeah.
One of the bigger things, I think it was either best rock performance or best rock song was all women.
Yeah.
All females.
Which is cool.
Best rock song goes to Brittany Howard of Alabama Shakes, Stay High, which we played on the show a little while ago. Yeah, so pretty cool. She was up against Big Thief, Phoebe Bridgers, Haim, Brittany Howard, of course, and Grace Potter.
All of this is to say, complete disgrace that The Weeknd
Again,
did not receive
not up for
one
best rock
nomination.
song. Best rock album, I mean, take a stab at it. The New Abnormal by The Strokes.
All right.
So there was a bit of a thing with that. I saw it online. Best alternative music album is Fiona Apple again, but that the best rock song or best rock performance was all female, and it's obviously a lot of people online, not people, but jerks, trolls who are like, oh, this is such a joke, blah blah blah. This is a joke. I can't believe this. What a blah blah blah. Just representation. Like the comment underneath a couple of these comments was just like, have you listened to rock lately? It's not that good. And I mean, it's just, it hasn't really gone anywhere. So get some new faces in there for sure, but I mean, Haim's been around for forever. Brittany Howard, obviously, has been around for a long time as well. Fiona Apple's been around for damn near 30 years.
Yeah.
So some good music there. But I mean, when you're talking about rock music, we've been talking about this as well. Rock hasn't really gone anywhere. New in years. So you just have these
some good bands out there. Not any ones that got Grammy nominations, in my opinion. But,
but everything's kind of melding into one. It's just going to be best song, not even denoting genre, just best song.
Yeah.
And there's going to be 140, nominations. Once again, the Grammys pass, and we care very little. But again, 27 Guinness World Records for Taylor Swift.
Although I will say, it's fun to see that my one of my favorites, Bill Burr, creating the most stir.
Oh, what'd he do?
Coming out of the Grammys.
A burster?
A burster. For some reason, he was inexplicably chosen to present Spanish rock album of the year.
Why?
Exactly. And I think, and Bill Burr, I think he just doesn't turn anything down because it's always an opportunity, especially when he gets chosen to do something stupid like that he shouldn't be doing. He sees the opportunity to make a joke out of it, right?
Yeah, of course.
And a lot of people didn't like that he made a joke out of someone's big moment. And Bill Burr is the enemy once again.
Nah, the Grammys.
I love that
joke.
guy.
But you don't remember Body Count? You don't remember Ice-T's metal band Cross with Rap? They were rap metal before rap metal became a thing. Yeah.
Pioneers.
Their first album, Cop Killer, 1992.
That's why I don't remember them. They were pushing music forward.
That's right.
Mornings at the Cabin, the podcast, where we cut out all the great music and you're left with the rest.
Aurora Ford brings you this show. They drive the north. That's what happens. Mornings at the Cabin brought to you by Aurora Ford, driving the north. That's what I meant to say. It's Monday morning. It is minus 22. A lot of snowfall last night. And you saw the warning over the weekend for up to 25 centimeters of snow. I'd say we got that much.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
I would say so.
And you had to shovel out your driveway?
My back is saying, about 25 centimeters at
real
least.
Chump, man. Yeah. I shoveled off the stairs and shoveled a bit of a walkway on our driveway. Again, we don't fully shovel our driveway.
Yeah.
Because, I don't know, we just don't.
Yeah.
It just falls a certain way, and it's never really become it's just never really become an issue. I do the top layer, so there's a walking path, but other than that,
it just falls a certain way.
That's right. I haven't even shoveled off the deck this year, because last year I had it all shoveled off, right? So we could walk Betty around, because back when she just came out of surgery, you could walk her on the deck for, a couple of minutes and bring her back inside.
And now you're just not coddling her anymore.
No, she's out there mucking it up with your dog.
You gotta walk through the snow like the rest of us.
That's
baby.
right. She was tuckered after that little romp with Finnegan.
Yeah, we had a little impromptu doggo date.
We took out for a short walk and ran into you guys on Tin Can, and we'd been meaning to do a doggy date with Betty and Finnegan, and there it happened. I love how Jay was just peace, and walked off for a couple minutes and then came back. Yeah. She's like, I'm not doing it.
Let the kids play.
That's right.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's so she's doing better.
I was wondering how, because obviously you're very tentative. This has been a long
road
to recovery.
Still, it's been a year, over a year, and when she plays like that, I'm keeping an eye out.
Right.
'Cause she'll get stiff. She'll get stiff pretty quick.
Yeah.
So,
How was she doing last night?
She was doing fine. She was a little tuckered, but she was doing she's had a big weekend. She had a big doggy date on Friday.
Oh yeah.
We had a friend over. She brought her dog, and so they were going at it all night.
Big weekend.
Wow. So she was a little tucked, but doing well. She does. Her legs get tired. We get her out there every day, and her musculature's back.
Yeah.
But she gets a little tired. I mean, as anyone would, having their knees replaced.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
So when she's doing play like that, if she's just out romping around and walking, not a big deal. But when she's doing that fast twitch muscle fiber stuff,
right,
and a lot of back and forth and jumping around, it's I'm I'm on it. I'm very much like looking at her haunches, making sure she's okay.
Yeah.
But
She
yeah,
looked good.
She looked okay.
spry.
She looked good. Yeah. So we'll probably take her to the vet again at some point. Maybe just get her checked out. Last time we were there though, vet said she was doing good. She's stable, strong on her legs. She's still she's still a little tentative with some things.
Right.
But yeah, doing well.
Yeah.
Doing well.
You should take that as inspiration for this year's upcoming slow pitch season.
I will not.
Okay.
Nope, not at all. Nope. I've packed on probably a couple of dozen pounds over this pandemic,
That's
and
just gonna help
I'm
you
not
knock
feeling
it
it.
over the fence.
Not
That's
feeling
all.
it. Nope.
Just put that weight behind that swing.
Oh my goodness, I will not be playing slow pitch. Maybe I will. I don't know. It's just, can't run anymore. I'm an old fat man.
So you're a coach, is what you're saying.
I'm a coach. Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
Give me a six pack and the ability to yell at people. Get up, base.
You've already got that.
I do. That's true. So it was a snowfall-filled weekend, but beautiful, and only, like I said, only minus 22. So a chance to get out there and enjoy some of that weather again today. Enjoy that new snowfall before it gets riddled with pee and poo. Speaking of pee and poo, I got to start. I mean, it's getting to that warm time. I got to clear out that section of the yard. It was around this time last year that we were on isolation, and that's when I did it. I was like, screw it, I got to get into it and get it done before spring.
Right.
And part of me is like, why don't I just call Inclusion NWT up and just say, this is the part. This is the part of the yard. Clear it out down to the grass. We're good to go.
Poopocalypse.
You think they'll do it?
Yeah, why not?
Right?
I think is it something they offer? I don't actually know.
They do offer poop cleanup, and I think they offer it around spring after everything's melted. They offer to come in. This would be better. Probably a little bit harder work because there's more snow to clear. But for them, it's frozen, so that's way better. That's why I did it last year at this time too, because I was like, I don't want to wait for this stuff to melt.
No.
And then you're picking up a whole bunch of little poop blossoms. poop blossoms. So you get it out of there before that, and then you just get back into the habit of picking up after.
Yeah,
she's
a good breakfast chat.
Yeah, poop
blossoms.
Come on, everybody knows this is the time of year when you start thinking about poop on a daily basis if you got a dog. All right? You got to pick it up. Don't wait till it melts. You do this every year. You wait till it melts, and then you're just out there scooping up rancid poop.
Just pick up after your dog, all right?
Yeah, pick up after your dog. I don't know what accents those were. Anywho, pick up after your dog. It's just
dog.
It's fun. It's just fun to pick up that warm poop and feel it in your hand. In a bag. Come on. Pick up after your dogs. I'm going to get into it. But there you go. A wonderful doggy date filled weekend with a lot of snow. So just give yourself an opportunity this morning to clear off your car. I almost didn't give myself enough time, and I showed up mere minutes before the show started, which is completely out of character from me.
The Mornings at the Cabin podcast. Hey, it was early. What do you want from us?
Mornings at the Cabin, brought to you by Aurora Ford, driving the North. There's only so many things we can have queued up, and you know what that music means. The magistrate is in the building. That's right. He's here to serve justice, one case at a time. Barristers, solicitors, no, the magistrate. Hands down sentencing, I think. Ollie Williams joins us. Ollie, good morning.
It's just a little bit more like Bulldog Briscoe in here every time I come in.
That's right. I don't know who that is.
British Bulldog Briscoe?
No.
Oh.
Bulldog was the guy in Frasier who was the
Oh,
sports
that's
jock,
right.
who was the one who would bark
yeah.
into a microphone, and there'd be an effects cart with a horn on it next to him.
Well, yeah.
We're just slowly progressing into Bulldog territory.
It's just appropriate that, everyone who's not necessarily in here from the start, you need an entrance theme. We can't just introduce people. They're here now.
I didn't say I didn't like Bulldog.
Let's make a spectacle of this show, right?
He's just no Gil Chesterton.
No, you're really into the Frasier
Is
right
that
now.
Frasier?
Yeah, I am really into
Is that
Frasier.
on Crave right now?
Yes, I believe it is.
It is. All 11
Frasier
seasons.
Crave.
And it's Frasier Crave.
Ah.
And it's coming back as well. They're doing
Which will be terrible.
It will be.
You think so?
Oh, yeah. It's
Yeah.
What is it?
Undoubtedly. Well, there's going to be no Niles,
Oh, really?
No Niles.
apparently.
What is he dead?
What, him or the actor?
No, David Hyde Pierce is alive, but
Okay.
David Hyde Pierce is no.
To the best of my knowledge, no Niles.
I wonder if that has to do-
If they get Niles back, then I'm in.
Yeah. I wonder if that has to do with Kelsey Grammer's political proclivities.
I don't even know what those are, and you know what? Don't even spoil it for
Just
me.
saying.
Don't.
Well, you already think it's going to be awful.
He's a big old
You
Republican.
can't
That's all
make
I'm
it any
saying.
worse.
He's one of those tried and trues.
Maybe he'll lean into it on the show.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
He'll just say, what, he's now a conservative shock jock.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, instead of helping people with the problems, he's like, get over it, everybody. Mental
Fraser
health
Crane
isn't really
leading
a-
an armed mob
That's
through
right.
the capital. And you know what? I will watch that.
That's
I will
right, yeah.
actually be somewhat intrigued
Right.
if they set Fraser up as the Rush Limbaugh of his generation.
That's right.
Someone's got to be now.
He's gonna go on his first show and he's like, depression's not a real thing. Get over it. Right? Please take that out of context. We brought you in here because there is some spam email.
Yeah, join
some
us for
special
the
spam.
morning spam.
That's right.
That was
I do like spam in the morning.
well, and
very
it
nice.
seemed like I mean, we have a long history here
We do.
at Cabin Radio of odd spam emails.
We do.
and being mistaken for different things.
Yes.
Some of them aren't even spam. Some of them are just like honest mistakes.
Yep.
Such as the Indian restaurant.
The Indian
That's right.
restaurant, they phoned up and they were convinced we were an Indian restaurant.
That's
we
right.
were not.
We were not.
We were
And
not.
we still aren't. Despite maybe.
There's a fair amount of lamb curry in the fridge. I mean, if
Well,
someone
that's true.
turned up,
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
although
Okay.
someone I know, someone has eaten all the lamb out of the lamb curry.
Oh, really?
Just, not me.
Really?
I'm here for an hour and a half every day. You guys hang out more. Remember when the whole office went to the Woodyard? And I wasn't there.
We messaged you.
I know. I came out. I showed up after everyone left. It was just funny that the picture was like the whole office goes to the.
Yeah, he just wasn't in the picture.
But I'm not in the office. I'm also not part of the office. Really, I'm here for a couple hours. I'm here before. I'm gone before most people show up at the office.
Would you like to go back to the Woodyard?
Of course, always do.
Okay.
But that's fine. I was just making a funny. So the email.
We'll get back to this goat curry thing.
That's
'cause
right.
That is a travesty.
Yeah, no, I've done. Although that sounds like something I would do. I would just roll by, pick out a piece of lamb, and then just every couple of times go in for a coffee.
Yep.
Lamb.
All the sauce is still there. All the
Yeah,
rice is
that's
still
right.
there.
Wow.
All the meat, curry, gone.
That is
that's
the thieving
bold.
little squirrels of Cabin Radio have had that away.
Wow.
I blame Brackenberry, but she's a bad shit.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
She's-
yeah, with like an asterisk.
Yeah. Well, she's
Yeah.
a pescatarian, right? Because she'll eat fish
Sure.
and
Right.
chicken.
So anyway, the morning spam.
Yeah, just animals without souls. Sure.
It,
Chicken and fish.
it has come around once again. We received an email
Yes.
this past weekend titled, and my computer just shut off. There we go.
There
It's
we go.
back. Cafe 164.
That's us.
Hello. And I feel like this is specifically catered to you. Like they
Yeah.
must have been like searching around. They're like, okay, they got a British guy.
Yeah.
And what else can we find out about him? Hello. I heard you offer the best coffee in the UK.
This is true.
Great work.
Great work.
Second sentence. I work for Goat Story.
Greatest of all time story.
Well, Ollie is also like semi-obsessed with goats.
Do you like goats?
He's
Yeah.
mentioned several times. He would love to take a
work-
goat on a road trip.
I work for Goat Monthly. And we thought you'd be the perfect cover boy for Goat Monthly.
Oh, but honestly, if I could get on the cover of Goat Monthly, at that point,
Just surrounded by goats, like, what's up?
done. I would probably retire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, where is there to go from there?
Once you've
only
done Go
down.
Monthly, I did find Majesty Monthly the other day, which
Oh,
I did not
very
know
nice.
existed. Your magazine for everything about the royal family.
I was going to say.
Oh boy.
Was there a middle section with a pinup?
Is there a cover girl?
Yeah.
Is there a centerfold spread? How much do you want that?
Least inbred of the month.
Okay. We
Just
continue
saying.
the spam email.
I mean, Harry's not
It's
allowed
an
there
aristocracy. There's a lot of inbreeding in aristocracy.
anymore. Well, anyway, I work
Tragic.
for Goat Story, and we know we know a great deal about
We know a great goat when we see one.
about specialty coffee and the filter brewing. In 2017, we created and successfully crowdfunded Gina, or possibly Gina, smart coffee instrument on
I nearly
Kickstarter.
spat coffee everywhere.
I think it's Gina.
You think so?
I think so.
It
yeah.
could be either way. I
do.
Just one moment while I die choking. Okay, carry on. Sorry.
You can learn more about Gina,
Gina.
I guess,
Clicking here.
here with an embedded link, which we, of course, will not click.
Oh.
Why I think Gina or
Let's stick with Gina.
perfect
Let's
fit.
stick with Gina.
for Cafe 164. They list a couple reasons, and below they show actually a picture of
It looks great.
Gina. And
Just say Gina.
we don't know that that's the pronunciation.
Could be Gina.
It could be Gina.
Great.
That's a good point. It looks pretty, whatever. I don't know. I don't know if this is the greatest coffee filter in the world.
I mean, it looks
Much less a
interesting.
smart coffee filter.
That's right. Are you ready for your first order? They ask.
So there you go. Now we can add a cafe.
So to be clear, we have been approached by Goat Monthly.
Yep.
Goat Story.
Goat Story,
Yes.
sorry, not Goat Monthly.
Yes.
Um,
You wish.
I wish. Who are impressed by our coffee making
Yeah.
and would like us to buy coffee making products from them.
That's right.
Now,
Okay.
Yeah.
if we use his pronunciation, and I won't, the last two sentences are great. Now, just think of this as using your initial pronunciation. You can use your Gina as your own brewing machine in a coffee shop or offer it to your valuable customers. I am sure there will be more than happy to get their own Gina.
Very good.
Very good. Very
Good
good.
morning, CRTC. How you
Good
doing?
morning. Yeah, that
Lovely to hear from
license
you.
hasn't come through yet, huh?
No.
I'm thinking maybe we just have, use one of our laptops in the cabin radio graveyard.
Yeah.
Over there.
The Sarah Price Graveyard.
The
yep.
Sarah Price graveyard. We open it up. We click on that link. See if it's legit. And
I mean, I'd get one of those.
Yeah, maybe order ourselves a GINA. Slap a cabin radio sticker on there.
Good Lord.
And we've already got the best coffee in the UK. Now
You see,
we could have the best coffee in North America.
I wonder if they meant to put YK. Which
Oh.
I
has
don't-
occasionally happened. UK and YK.
That's true.
That's
true.
not overly far away from each other on a keyboard.
That's right. And if you do Google Maps and you just start typing in an address, it sometimes says UK.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or you say Toledo, or you say something YK and it goes, did you mean something UK?
So you're adding an air of legitimacy to
Yeah.
this.
That's right.
They actually.
I mean, they're still very wrong.
I mean, we don't offer the best coffee in Yellowknife.
don't offer
might offer
anyone
the best
coffee.
in the UK.
We don't offer.
I don't know.
We don't offer any coffee.
What's the coffee like in the UK?
Well, worse than here.
It's not
obviously.
great.
Oh.
It's not
I
great.
mean, I don't actually know because I didn't drink coffee when I lived in the UK.
Right,
I
yeah.
basically, I can only tell you what coffee is like at all
That's
for the
right.
last 4 months. So really, asking me is that clearly gives the lie to the email, since they should know very well that I have no clue
Right.
what good
Yeah.
coffee is.
Well, they've
Right.
heard you talk on this show about how you're getting into coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean,
It was-
you do excellent work everywhere else. Why wouldn't you make the best coffee in
That's right.
U or YK?
But
Anyway.
but in the UK, it was just tea and oatmeal bread sandwiches.
Right. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Very nice.
There you go. Little.
I like the soft oatmeal bread.
It's good bread. I tried it when I was there.
You mark my processed sandwiches from the gas stations in the
No,
UK, but
not
they're
at all.
very tasty.
They are very
and the
tasty.
tangy
Like
cucumbers.
the North American gas stations just can't. The cucumbers are tangy.
Tangy UK cucumbers.
Cucumbers, if you will.
Cucumbers. Very good. That is this morning in morning spam. But I wanted to keep you here one more minute or two or five. A mini segment of without knowing precisely what's going on with Ollie Williams. Without knowing precisely what's going on.
We don't have a song
Question
for that
mark.
yet.
We don't have a question. We don't have a song for that. We'll get one. The story. By Brackenberry, GNWT urges mothballs be destroyed. Warns of
yeah.
zebra mussels. What?
Yeah, you have to mothball your mossballs. If you haven't mothballed
absolutely.
your mothballs,
Why are
please
people
mothball
buying
your mothballs
mothballs?
now.
What's going on?
So you obviously own a lot of mothballs, right?
I'm trying to get into it. It's
Yeah.
a lot like Bitcoin for me. I just don't know how to.
So
start.
when you put your balls in a tank, what
Yeah.
happens is that
Sorry.
when you dunk your balls.
when you dunk your balls,
Yeah, right. Okay.
like
Go on.
sometimes the muscles fall out.
I don't know what happened.
They do.
either.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So, and if the muscles drop out of your balls, then
Right.
that's a bad thing.
Okay.
because
company
then
used
they-
to clean water in aquariums. I get it.
Because then they got these zebra mussels, these like
Yes.
tiny little, very invasive things.
Right.
They cling to the bottom of boats and move between lakes and all this sort of stuff. They're
Yes.
super invasive. They deprive all the lakes of oxygen, and they're super bad news for all the local fish.
Mm-hmm.
And it turns out that these mussels have been hiding out in the little mossballs that you get to put in aquariums.
Ah.
Now, they're worried that if you bought any of these mossballs in the past year, you should get rid of them because they might have these zebra mussels in them.
They're too
But-
muscly.
But they're too muscly. Balls might be too muscly. But you cannot just get rid of them by like tossing them out the window or whatever, because
Right.
that way the muscles are still going to win.
That's right.
So you've got to like
Yes.
freeze them for a certain period first, or just
Lord.
burn them or whatever else you're going to do.
Right.
But you
Yeah.
got to fully destroy
Wow.
those mossballs,
Yeah.
and the instructions are on our website if
That's
you
right.
happen to own a thing. I
Wow.
don't know how many people this applies to. I imagine it is
I mean,
a
it's a big
relatively
story.
small number of people,
That's right.
but
Uh,
obviously we don't really want zebra mussels clouding up lakes.
No.
That's right.
Yeah, yeah.
So place it in a plastic bag and put it in a freezer for at least 24 hours, or put it in boiling water for at least a minute. Zebra mussels, delicious. So yeah, get it out.
You have not eaten zebra mussels.
No. I've eaten plenty of mossballs though. The zebra mussels had a much needed crunch. Okay, that's all. I mean, I just needed clarity on that. That totally makes sense. I should have just read literally the first two sentences in the story.
We're notorious headline readers.
That's right. But yeah, I guess a lot of people have aquariums because it's a big enough story that it's there, and the GNWT is putting out a warning. Crate your mossballs. Don't crate them. Put them in the freezer or boil them. We don't want them in our lakes. There it is. Another mini segment of Without Knowing precisely what's going on with Ollie Williams. Without knowing precisely what's going on.
The Mornings at the Cabin podcast.
Wheeler and Lecter with you on your Monday morning. Mornings at the Cabin brought to you by Aurora Ford, driving the North. That's right. And we're going to talk about the Oscar nominations. That's right. Nope. Oh, jeez. Oh! It's like Jerry Lawler's
that's
thing.
good.
That's pretty good. You know what that music means? Sarah Sibley's in the building. Oh, and she grabs a seat at mic 3.
Good morning.
Very good. Very good. All right. Sarah Sibley joins us to our little conversation about the Oscar nominations. 2021 Oscar nominations came out this morning. As this tradition, they started at like 4:30 in the morning in LA because they got to beat. I don't know.
They got to be on East Coast time.
Well, that's the thing. It's like you want to get the late morning edition of the paper on the East Coast or something. I don't understand.
I don't know. In time for morning radio.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. And here we are.
And here
we are. Now, admittedly, this is probably the worst year for me anyway, as in like I haven't seen as many of the things as I usually like to see.
You're having a bad year?
Well, I mean, just for a second.
Yeah.
Simply just don't listen to this for a second. Earmuffs. It's been tough.
Yeah.
So it's I have to. There's some watching I have to do before the awards, which are going to come up next month.
Mm-hmm.
But we wanted to bring Siba in because she's seen a couple of them.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Which is a novelty in this studio.
Some big nominations this year. A lot of representation, which is kind of what they've been striving for the last few years. They like made a mandate that they're going to have more representation in the nominations process, not only in the Academy, but for what's up there on screen or what's up there for nominations, and some history being made this year already. So that's cool. Of the nominees, we'll start with Best Picture. Of the nominees, how many have you seen?
A whopping 2.
Now,
hey,
Lecter, you've seen none.
Absolutely not.
And I started the trial of the Chicago 7.
I've seen that one twice, though.
You've seen this twice? Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And I haven't watched the whole thing yet. But it's been a bad year. I haven't seen Mank either, or any of them really.
Yeah.
And I keep on meaning to
What are the nominees for Best Picture?
Best Picture: The Father, Judas and the Black Messiah, Mank, Minari, Nomadland, Promising Young Woman, Sound of Metal, and The Trial of the Chicago 7.
I've at least heard of 2 of those.
There you go.
Yeah. I know the premise of Nomadland as well, and I know people who have seen Promising Young Woman and don't think that one will come up on top.
No, and it seems like one of those ones where it's like it's
So she's
carried
not
by
that promising.
Yeah, it's carried by a very good performance by Carey Mulligan, who's getting, I think, her second or third nomination. Nomadland has been winning awards all year long for Frances McDormand and Chloe Zhao, who is also the director of The Eternals, because we were just talking about the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Oh, is that a Marvel thing?
It is.
Yeah.
Mank is David Fincher's latest, which came out on Netflix. Double nominations. You got Fincher nominated, Best Picture. You got it got nominated for 10. Gary Oldman nominated again, and Amanda Seyfried with her first nomination. So
Hey, I
that's
know
kinda
that
cool.
name.
There you go.
Yeah.
Judas and the Black Messiah getting a lot of praise. Actor, a double nomination, actor in supporting role category for Daniel Kaluuya and Lakeith Stanfield. Very excited about Lakeith Stanfield.
Yeah.
He's been one of the actors to watch for the last few years. Exciting young actor. If you've watched Atlanta, you've seen him in 2 seasons of that, and he's fantastic and always brings something very interesting.
He was absolutely phenomenal in that movie as well. Like, both of them were, like, out of the nominees. Like, Sacha Baron Cohen did, like, a great job in The Trial of Chicago 7, but I think that these two knocked it out of the park. But Lakeith just took it to a new
awesome.
level. Like, the character I couldn't imagine. Like, obviously I'm not an actor. can't imagine playing like that role, but he just really took it to the next level, and I thought he did a great job.
Yeah, and he always makes very interesting choices. He got a very detailed performance. Actor in a leading role, Chadwick Boseman with a nomination, posthumously, of course, for Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. So a lot of Netflix noms here. Mank is there. Trial Chicago 7, also Netflix. Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, also Netflix. So a lot of streaming services getting their nominations, which has been happening over the last couple of years. And you're going to see probably in the next few years where it's just going to be nothing but streaming services, because now, as we've spent the year out of the theaters, streaming services are going more and more where it's like released in theaters and on streaming services in the same day.
It's just going to be TikTok videos next year.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
I can't wait. Best actor in a TikTok video, Charlie D'Amelio, or
That guy
whatever.
who screams a lot.
Yeah, that guy screams a lot. And Charlie D'Amelio, who just dances, I guess.
I mean, that's what TikTok's for.
That
right?
is what, I mean, it's originally what it's for.
Yeah.
Riz Ahmed getting his first actor and a leading role nomination. Very cool for Sound of Metal. He's been awesome. He was in Nightcrawler with Jake Gyllenhaal a few years ago. Very good in that, but also in the HBO limited series, The Night of. Fantastic. It's only been a matter of time since when he gets nominated. Two old horses in the actor in the leading role category. Anthony Hopkins for The Father and Gary Oldman for Mank, who recently won for his portrayal of Winston Churchill. The history being made in actor in a leading role, Stephen Yeun, first Asian American to be nominated in the actor in a leading role category for Minari. You recognize that name? Glenn from Walking Dead.
Right.
So Glenn from The Walking Dead has an Oscar nom. And then actress in a leading role. I mean, actor in a leading role is kind of a toss-up. A lot of people saying that Chadwick, they'll just give it to Chadwick because not only because it may not be the best performance of the year, obviously it's subjective, but because of what he kind of left behind and the person he was, it's like, let's give it to this person because he was on his way already kind of in a legendary status, just given his charity work and how he carried himself and the work that he brought in the short time that he was with us. Is kind of it's kind of that, thinking of, say, like a Heath Ledger, whose performance in The Dark Knight was incredible, and at the same time was like, this is for this, also for your previous performances, but also for the stuff that we're not going to get to see. And Chadwick was on his way to becoming like a Denzel Washington type. So a lot of people saying that he might get it for that. Riz Ahmed also up in the conversation. Actress in a leading role, Viola Davis, once again, because she could get nominated for like every year. She's amazing. Frances McDormand is the one that's kind of won most of the things through the award season for Nomadland. And then you've got Carey Mulligan there as well. And Andra Day, which is kind of a not a surprise, but kind of popping up in the conversation for the United States versus Billie Holiday. Not as many people saw that movie, but a great performance nonetheless. Sacha Baron Cohen, one of the big ones for that, because Trial of Chicago 7, but also Borat, his movie, the subsequent movie film, nominated for Best Adapted Screenplay, or Best Original Screenplay, pardon me, and Maria Bakalova, his supporting actor, for actress in a supporting role, because she's fantastic.
Yeah, it's just interesting to see like his wide range of acting ability, and the fact that he's nominated for both is really interesting to me.
Absolutely, and I mean, it's adapted screenplay, pardon me, which was written by him. So some interesting choices there, but Maria Bakalova, who was kind of shunned a little bit in some other things, but getting an Oscar nomination, basically a first-time actor, had done a little acting in Bulgaria, I believe, and they discovered her for this, and she is amazing in this movie. So
that's about the only movie that, sadly enough, that I at one point was making a point of watching and never ended up watching.
I think for directing, you've got Thomas Vinterberg for Another Round, David Fincher for Mank, Lee Isaac Chung for Minari, Chloe Zhao for Nomadland, and Emerald Fennell for Promising Young Woman. I feel like it's Chloe Zhao. She is like the hot ticket kind of, and Nomadland, and she's done a success of 3 movies in a row that have all garnered kind of more and more attention. And then, you're directing someone like Frances McDormand to a nomination. That kind of leads to.
And she got the Golden Globe, if I'm not wrong. Yeah.
And so those are the big ones. And so I've got a lot of watching to do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
For sure. So much. And all these are available on streaming services at this point now. I think Judas and the Black Messiah is on Amazon. Mank is on Netflix. Minari is on Amazon. Nomadland, same thing.
Yeah.
So Trial of Chicago 7.
Netflix.
Sound of Metal, I believe, is on Crave. So
I think Sibs deserves a nomination for best contribution to that
Absolutely.
break. Because, I mean, your mouth has already got to be dry, but
You gotta
got
disappear.
some saliva left because Sibs was here to actually contribute something.
That's right.
Where I
So thank
couldn't.
you,
So
Sibs.
thank you, Sibs.
I can be-
Congratulations.
Well, and
I'm one
on
of
the
the greats.
nomination.
one of the greats. That's right. Well, trying to talk about things that you haven't seen, but I mean, you kind of heard and read about them.
Like,
Yeah, it
that's
was-
a very small percentage of
It was
them,
really an interesting year for movies this year because I'm so used to just walking out to a movie theater.
Of course,
and
right, yeah.
just like being in Ottawa for half of last year, everything was completely shut down.
Yeah,
so
right.
it was a nice breath of fresh air coming up here and being able to do that. And that's where I saw one or two of the films. But yeah, it's interesting having to have all these different streaming services in
Yeah.
order to be able to see some of these movies.
Absolutely, and streaming, and it's that window's been closing between releasing in the theater and releasing at home, and it's now right on top of each other for certain movies.
Well,
Yeah.
you were chirping me a little bit for not being into movies. I mean, this is we knew this.
Well, I know we knew
It's-
this,
It's
but
been 2 years of you trying
It's true.
to talk to me about movies and me just having nothing to contribute to the
fair.
conversation.
It's okay.
It's also sorry.
Well, I was just going to say, I think it's part of the symptom of like what we're in now, which is like, I just don't make a point of watching movies because there's just so many good television series.
It's true.
Yeah.
Golden Age television, so that has something
Yeah.
to do with it. It's
I can't help it.
And I know I've dragged you a couple times, but it's something that Siba said before we came on, which is like, I'm not really into movies. And to me, that's like someone saying, I'm not really into music. Or I mean, I don't care about food.
Yeah.
And like some people don't care about food or whatever. And like not everybody's as into music as say like a J-Bear.
Right.
Right. But
Yeah.
I mean, everybody listens to music. So
Yeah.
when
Yeah.
people are like, I don't really watch movies, it's like, do you not really listen to music either? Because it's very much a very similar thing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there was a lot of people like, getting back to the Grammys, there was a lot of people when Beyonce, like one of the big headlines was that she had chosen not to perform.
Yeah.
I don't know why that's really a big headline. I guess because she's a superstar and
Yeah.
people want to see her perform.
Right.
And fair enough. But then there were, the trolls in the comments were, of course, like, did Beyonce even release something? Like, what did she do in the past year? It's like, okay, Black Parade was like, that's like one of the best pop
Yeah.
songs I've heard in
Yeah.
years.
Also, it's Beyonce. So
and it's Beyonce. So yeah, like that right there is like there's just so much out there as far
Yeah.
as media in general.
That's true.
Whether it's movies, TV, music, the whole landscape is just so huge and vast now that even if you do fancy yourself someone who's into music or
Yeah.
and like there's
Can't keep
so
up with
much you
everything.
can miss. Yeah, because it's everywhere.
It's
Speaking
true.
as a resident youth as well,
Thank
I
you.
think it's I think it's hard for people to sit down for like 2 hours and 20 minutes and be like, okay, I can dedicate this
Yeah.
big chunk of time
It's true.
to
It's true.
watching these movies because I don't know, in my experience, they're getting longer and longer, and every time I see like a 2 hour and 36-minute movie, I'm like, oh god, I don't want to sit down and watch that.
And our attention spans are getting shorter and shorter.
Yeah.
It's true. It's true. It's like
Yeah,
try
the
watching it
youth.
without picking up your phone. But I mean, I love movies. I love watching movies. I was starting to watch movies like that in chunks.
Yeah.
So I'll watch for an hour, turn it off, come back and watch for another hour.
And that's why TV's so great.
Yeah,
Great. And TV is more like movies now anyway.
you can
Yeah.
watch like a whole season of a new series
Yeah.
if they're 20 minutes in the time you can watch like Gone Girl.
Yeah.
This is
That's
true.
the movie I watched this weekend.
There you
so
go.
that's why that
Excellent
was
movie.
my point of
Excellent
reference.
movie. Speaking of David Fincher. Okay, that's going to do it. Oscar noms done and complete. You got your whole... Now you're informed.
Thank you, Sibs.
That's going to do it for Mornings in the Cabin today. We'll talk to you guys tomorrow. A couple of songs here before the news. News is going to start late. Sorry, Sibs. There it is. We'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening. Check out more from the show at cabinradio.ca and by following the Mornings at the Cabin Facebook page.